Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Kickoff Podcast. So today we're going to be going through two topics. Firstly, we're going to go through a start, bench, sell. And then secondly, we're going to go through some hot takes.
The hot takes, mate. I think it's going to be quite tasty, honestly.
I do think as well.
But start, bench, sell I'm pretty keen to get into because there's like a lot of people doing start, bench, sell these days. So
Yeah.
we thought, we'd give it a go.
Yeah,
Got
sweet.
some interesting ones. You got your list, mate?
Yeah, I've got my list. Have you got yours?
Yeah, you can go first.
Right,
I'd
sweet.
love to hear what you've cooked up, mate.
But yeah, so make sure you guys let us know what you think about our things. So obviously if you agree with our start, bench, sell, and if you agree with our hot takes as well. And feel free to leave your hot takes in the comment section as well.
Yeah, and if you think we're idiots with our hot takes.
Yeah, I think some of them are a bit interesting, so I guess we'll see how we go. Sweet. All right, so the first start, bench, sell I've got Lamine Yamal, Dembele, and Mbappe. Start, bench, sell. Who do you have?
Fuck. That's tough.
It is hard, eh? What do you reckon?
Right now, Mbappe's having a better season than Yamal.
Interesting. Okay.
Yamal's been injured the last couple of games.
2 games.
And Mbappe's he's scoring. We are
scoring.
only 4 games into the season.
I know, but
Mbappe's like scoring a fair. He's scored a couple of decent goals this season.
Wrong?
Did you see his goal this morning?
I actually didn't see his
Yeah,
goal. I saw he scored, but
Yeah, it was a rocket.
I was surprised to say it wasn't a penalty, to be honest.
Both of their goals were absolute bullets this morning for Madrid. And I feel like just Mbappe, his career, I'm going to go start Mbappe.
Yeah.
Because I said he's my best player in the world, mate.
Yeah,
I have to stick to it.
You did say that.
It's pretty much my top 10 list. Bench Yamal.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying bench Lamine Yamal. And then sell Dembele. Like, honestly,
Okay,
I don't know, that's how I went Yamal second,
Yeah.
and then Dembele like fourth, I think I went.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mbappe I'm starting because he's got experience, he knows how to find the net, and like in this current second, he's probably doing better than Yamal this season.
Interesting.
He's played more games.
He's scored more goals. I don't know if I would say he's been... It is hard. He has been... He's definitely a Ballon d'Or contender if you're looking at the first 4 games of the season.
Yeah.
It's still early, but I would still start Lamine Yamal. I just think what he offers to a team, I couldn't see anyone in the world benching him right now.
But, like I was saying, Mbappe, mate, is a World Cup winner, mate.
Yeah, but that was, what? How long ago is that now? 7 years ago.
And he was only a young fella, and he's only improved since then.
I know, but no, I still take Lamine Yamal. I just think if I was to have a team, I'd rather have Lamine Yamal on my team.
Yeah, I understand.
It is.
Mbappe brings a bit of drama also, I think.
Yeah, and I think I've had this opinion for a while, but I think although Mbappe individually is great, like amazing, I think he makes teams worse. Whereas I think Lamine Yamal is someone who makes his team better. I know it's a bit of a weird take, but I've got that. And then I've got, sorry.
We both agreed, you put Dembele sell?
Yeah, putting Dembele sell as well. I'll definitely have Mbappe on the bench. It is hard between him and Yamal. Like, it is definitely a conversation, but I do think Yamal takes it.
But, yeah, that's interesting, mate.
Alright, sweet. Yeah. Do you want to do your first one?
Yeah, I'll go. Eze, Doku, and Xavi Simons.
Ooh.
As those left wingers.
Yeah. Xavi, Doku, and Eze. Oh. See, I think I'm going to sell Xavi Simons. I do think he has a ceiling to be a better player than both of them. But I think looking at the current moment, I think both Doku and Eze can offer you a bit more. I think we have to see a bit more of Xavi Simons first.
I feel like, I'd sell Xavi Simons. But honestly, I reckon Doku's starting is like, at the moment, Doku's
that's what I'm going to say. The last 2 games, he's looked like Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually crazy. Yeah, he's been incredible. The thing is, Eze gives you guaranteed consistency every game. Like, he's been doing it in the Premier League for years.
And I feel like Eze can play more central also than
Yeah.
Doku.
I don't know. I think I actually might still go Doku. If we're talking about, like, right now, I'd start Doku. Actually, no.
That's the thing. I'm an Arsenal supporter, but I think I'm actually leaning towards Doku.
Yeah. So I think Doku is a better player so far this season, but I'm going to go Eze because I know that he's guaranteed to give, like, an 8 out of 10 performance, whereas I think Doku can drop like a 4 out of 10.
That's a fair point. Doku sometimes can be a bit of a flop.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking too, like, having someone like Doku coming off the bench, 30 minutes ago, tired legs, I think he can make better impact. So I'll probably start
going against Harry Maguire, mate. That is
exactly
Harry Maguire just may as well retire.
Yeah, true. So as much as it pains me to say, I do have to put an Arsenal player first. which is actually the first time they ever come first to anything. So there you go.
I think Eze's starting because that's a fair point.
Yeah.
You said Doku off the bench would be more rapid for sure.
Yeah, and I think like you can't deny how good Eze like really is. I think he's genuinely amazing.
Yeah, I feel like he's that missing piece for Arsenal.
Yeah, and I feel like if it wasn't for the last 2 games, we'd probably easily give it to Eze. It's just like maybe a recency bias of the last 2 games, but
for Doku,
yeah.
What's the next one?
Next one I've got. This one's pretty interesting. I've got Pedri, Bellingham, and Vitinha. Start, bench, sell.
Ooh. Even though, like I said before, I can't believe I'm Bellingham in my top 10. And Bellingham has he even played this season?
No, he has a shoulder injury. Bro, by the way, he was supposed to be out for like 4 months. He's already back in the matchday squads for Madrid.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know what they're feeding these Madrid players, bro. I swear every time they get an injury, they come back early.
I feel like that's not even just football in general. Like with the NRL,
actually,
that happens so much.
Yeah,
players like just. Yeah, I feel like players these days they don't think about the actual long term consequences. They're like, I'll just play.
Yeah,
because it's their job. They just want to get it done.
True, that's a good point.
But I don't know. I just think Bellingham, like his career, I would say Bellingham's career has been better than. He's been a better player than Vitinha.
Yeah, in his career, Vitinha only really sort of like
started going the last couple of seasons.
Yeah,
but Bellingham's still young
true.
also.
I don't know. Yeah,
but I'd start Pedri. I think I'm benching Bellingham because Bellingham plays a more attacking, defensive, also, and as a box to box. And Vitinha, I feel like he can only really offer more. Like as a box to box, not as strong as attacking and defending. But Bellingham, I feel like he could be a bit more because you could play Bellingham as like a false 9,
you could
like a box to box or like 10 kind of style. You could even put him as a 6 for passing and his strength.
You could, yeah.
But I feel like I'm benching Bellingham and then selling Vitinha.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to go Vitinha start. No, I'm joking. I'm going to go Pedri start, obviously. And I'm actually going to go, I would bench Vitinha and sell Bellingham.
Really?
I would rather have Vitinha in my team than Bellingham. I know it's like, obviously there's a bit of bias with this badge associated with it, but...
Why do you dislike Bellingham so much?
I just don't think he's as good as people put him out to be. I think he's a great footballer, but I think he's overrated. And I've had this opinion since before he went to Madrid as well. I just think that... See, my problem with Bellingham is... Compared to Vitinha and Pedri, as a midfielder, I would rather have someone on my team who can give me 90 minutes of playing well and influencing the team, compared to someone like Bellingham, who I think has a lot of games where he's just non-existent or he's negative in the game.
So is that first Real Madrid season, mate?
See, but even then, like...
banging them in the last 10 minutes.
That's what I mean, though. Like, I didn't necessarily... I wasn't as impressed with that as a lot of people were, because... I would watch the games and he would be absolute arse for 90 minutes and then he'd score in the 91st minute. And all of a sudden it covers up how bad he'd play.
Yeah.
I know that's a bit harsh. He is a good player still and I think he's definitely one of the best midfielders in the world. But I would rather have someone like Pedri and Vitinha in there who I think the whole 90 minutes, they're guaranteed to give you a good game. And I think the difference is, I think when Bellingham doesn't score in a game, I think he can drop like a 5, 6 out of 10 sometimes. Whereas I don't think I've ever seen Pedri in the last like 2 seasons drop anything lower than like a 7.5 out of 10. And Vitinha as well, I feel like he's someone that can give you always consistent 7, 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, Vitinha is Mr. Consistent. But yeah, no, just like Bellingham for me, it's just for these last couple of seasons, everyone just talks about Bellingham. Especially like the Euros last year.
Yeah, true.
Bellingham was England. Like he was the main guy for England.
Yeah, he was.
But
I don't know. I just think he's a bit overrated. And I think that first patch of the Madrid season, I think that's going to kind of overshadow the rest of his career. I think even if he goes a bit mid, people are still going to be like, oh, that first season from Bellingham, which is going to make him seem better than he actually is. But that's just a random opinion. It's a bit biased, but I don't know. I'm just not that convinced by Bellingham. Because I remember even that season when Bellingham was scoring all those goals. I remember we had this like sort of boys' night like at Dane's house. So this is a bit of a fun little story for you guys too. We had this night at Dane's house where we went and just like had some pizza, had some drinks, and we sort of did like a draft sort of game, and we started doing opinions as well. We were just asking each other around in a circle, who would you choose between? I think it was a start bench so actually. Who would you choose between these three players? And I remember Bellingham and Pedri were included in the conversation, every single person, except for me and Nathan, said we'd have they had Bellingham over Pedri, and this is when he was scoring every single game. But me and Nathan still said, even though Bellingham looks like he's doing really good this season, I'll still choose Pedri, and this is back when Pedri was still injured as well. And I remember saying, like, I'm not convinced by what he's doing at the moment by scoring all those goals. I just think Pedri, no matter what, is a better player. That's just like a random opinion.
I don't know. I just feel like Bellingham, if he wins the Ballon d'Or one day, wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
I'd be pretty surprised. Not
You reckon? He's still what? He's younger than us, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 21 or 22. Yeah.
He's still got another 10 years, and say that's the thing. Like he would be one of the favourites as a midfielder to win a Ballon d'Or one day.
Sure, because his goals, I do see that. But actually, that's another thing too. I actually don't think Bellingham will get a bit of like longevity compared to other players. I think if you look at the way his body is like basically breaking down, he has shoulder strapping, knee strapping all the time. I feel like he might be someone that sort of fizzes out towards his late 20s potentially, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. So you're locking in Pedri, Vitinha, and Sell Jude.
Yeah, sweet.
Okay. Then I've got start bench sell Foden, Odegaard, or Wirtz. Do you know Foden's doing really good this season?
Yeah, he's been very, very good.
Because I feel like now that De Bruyne is gone, Foden, he's like I have to step up this because last season he was a bit quiet.
Yeah.
So I have to step up this season that De Bruyne is gone.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just think that one season, last season from Foden, was sort of a one-off bad season. I don't think it was actually how like he generally is.
Because remember, really before Bellingham came on the scene like 2 years ago, Foden was Bellingham. Like Foden was like that young midfielder. Like in the 2021 Euros, everyone's like Foden's going to carry us. Yeah. Now it's all about Bellingham's going to carry us.
Yeah, that's just hard because I think I know this sounds crazy. I'm gonna start Wirtz. I know this sounds wild.
Like this. Yeah. I know if we go in like off the first 4 games, Odegaard's played barely any games because he's been injured. But I feel like you just gotta in the EP. If we're doing it based on start bench sell, are we doing it in an EPL game, mate? Because the EPL players, because obviously Odegaard and Foden have got more experience in the EPL. I feel like I'd have to start right now. I'm starting Foden.
Yeah,
and I'm benching Odegaard and I'm selling Wirtz because Odegaard, he's been one of Arsenal's best players the last 3-4 seasons when we've been fighting for the title, finishing second. And like Odegaard on his day, everyone knows how good he is
good on his day.
He's
I don't know.
He does some. I reckon Odegaard's pretty rare type of player.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I feel like he just edges over Wirtz. To be fair.
I'm going to still stick with Wirtz, and I think because if you're looking at start bench sell, just like in general, I also just put a team out right now, I'd probably choose Wirtz. Because of his whole like Leverkusen spell, I think he was just, like one of the best sort of 10s in the world. And I think at Liverpool, I think he has started well. I think the fact that he cost so much has overshadowed sort of like, people think he should be scoring goals, getting assists, but I think he's still played well generally. So I'm probably still going to go for Wirtz, just because I think in just a one-off game, if I was to just start one of them, I would choose him because I think he can make the most impact.
So where do you put Foden then?
See, it is hard because of last season, both Foden and Odegaard were pretty like bad. Yeah. Like both of them generally. Odegaard has, I don't know. I'm going to say Foden, I think.
Because do you know how many... Yeah, I can understand if you saw Odegaard because he's busted up. Last season, they're pretty average, but Odegaard has so many chances created.
He does. He's a good player. He's definitely like... That's the thing, it's just hard because all 3 of them are amazing, right? It's not like one of them sucks. Like, it is hard to choose.
If you talk about Arsenal's like best player, there's a fair few, like you got Rice or Gabriel Saliba, Odegaard, Saka. Odegaard like is in the conversation for one of Arsenal's best players. Yeah, true. He
definitely would be, yeah. I think I'm just going to go with Foden still. I think just because... I think as well, if you're looking at... I know this is... I'm going to get pretty triggered at this, but I think if you also look at what they've achieved in their career, I think I'd rather have a winner like Foden than a choke artist like Odegaard. No, I'm joking. No, I don't know. This is hard. I'll probably just go Foden.
Foden's obviously just got the trophies. Yeah, I can understand. I feel like that's just the thing that lets down Arsenal players is that we just have fuck all trophies.
Yeah. I'll probably go Foden. I do think like on their day, I think Foden is... I think Odegaard on his day is great, but I think on his day, Foden's better as well. So I'd take the chance of Foden having a better day.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sweet. All right, so the last one I've got is start, bench, sell. Is an interesting one. I've got Gerrard, Lampard, and Scholes.
Easy. Lampard start. I've always said this. I think Lampard was so much better than Gerrard.
Really?
Yeah, like...
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I just think Lampard, like, they both can find the net.
Yeah.
They both can play make. They both can drop deep. But I just feel like Lampard is just...
You reckon?
He's better than Steven Gerrard.
I don't know.
Then I'd probably bench Gerrard.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like Gerrard's more of a leader than Lampard, like a better captain. Obviously, then you'd want a leader starting on the pitch.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, I'd have to put Gerrard on the bench and poor Scholes. Like, they're both great players, but poor Scholes I'm selling. But that's the thing, like, if I started Scholes, like, people probably would agree that they need to start Scholes because they're all so close, but I think it's an easy decision for me to start Lampard.
Yeah. I'm going to... See, I can't even disagree with you because I don't... Like, I think it's all close. And obviously, like, I didn't really watch them too much growing up. Mm-hmm. But I am going to say Gerrard start. I do think Gerrard's better than Lampard. That's one opinion I do have. I just think that Gerrard's lack of trophies kind of like...
that's...
People
like, I know Lampard had a much better teammates, but Gerrard... Mate, he had it in that season. He slipped over.
Yeah, I know.
And
true. Yeah,
he cost it for his team.
I just think Gerrard is just one of the most complete midfielders ever. Like, I think...
But Lampard can do everything that Gerrard can do.
But I just think Gerrard just did... Obviously, the only thing I think that Gerrard didn't do as well as Lampard was goal scoring. But that's also not Gerrard's fault. It was... Like, the way Chelsea was set up in that period where Lampard was scoring those goals, he was basically a second striker sort of coming through.
Yeah, of
with
course.
Drogba. I don't know. I just think on his day, like, watching Gerrard play, like, I haven't seen too much of it, but I did catch a few games right when I started watching football and looking at some of his old highlights and stuff. I just think Gerrard is... Like, I would love to have Gerrard in my team. He does everything from, like, defence to attack. I would love to have someone like him.
They're just so similar, like...
Yeah, they are
But
similar.
I feel like Gerrard and Lampard edge over Scholes because Gerrard and Lampard were better in, like, set pieces, I feel like. With crossing a ball and free kicks.
Yeah, you could probably say that, yeah.
And then actual goal scoring, even though Scholes scored some bangers, but goal scoring ability, those two edge over Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just feel like Lampard, overall, he just did everything.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree, he did. Like, he was a great player. And, like, with Scholes, see, I don't know, like, Scholes is my favourite type of midfielder. Like, you know, the silky, good passer, good dribbler. But honestly, I'm not too familiar with Scholes, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm probably the same, to be fair. I just know he scored some absolute rockets, eh? Didn't he score that one of the half volley was against Barca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably... You know what, I'm going to go, just to spice it up a bit, I'm going to say start Gerrard, bench Scholes, and sell Lampard.
But why say? You just said you don't know much about Scholes.
Why not? Just say... No, I don't know. Because I know Scholes is my favourite type of midfielder. So I know that if I was to watch him, I'd probably think he was the better of the three. And I have heard people say Scholes is better than the three.
Yeah.
So I've heard different opinions of that.
I've heard people say Lampard's better.
Exactly, yeah. It's a close one.
And
but...
I think it's one of the toughest ones you could choose.
Yeah,
honestly.
definitely. But yeah.
So you're going with start Stevie G, Scholes, then sell Lampard.
Yeah.
Okay, my last one. I got... what should I do? Yeah, I'm going to go... Yeah, Drogba, Fernando Torres, Van Persie.
Now, I know for a fact you're selling Drogba.
Yeah, I'm selling Drogba, yeah. Because I think Drogba... Mate, clip this. I think Drogba is one of the most overrated strikers of all time, honestly.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Like, yeah,
I don't know.
Missed the final. He scores in the finals and all that, but and he's got consistent amount of goals, but like for fuck's sake, like do you know who has the most consistent amount of goals? Also, like Ollie Watkins.
Like, bro, you cannot compare Drogba to Ollie Watkins.
I know, but I'm saying like if you're talking about consistent amount of goals, people are like, yeah, consistent amount of goals wins you trophies and all that, but also Ollie Watkins gets consistent amount of goals. Bloody Danny Ings. I know I'm not saying these players are better than Drogba, but Danny Ings also has a consistent amount of goals throughout his career. And shit teams. I just feel like Drogba he's not as highly rated as everyone thinks he is. So I'm starting. I feel like I'm starting Fernando Torres. I feel like he was such a brilliant player back like 2010 days with him and Gerrard.
Yeah, he was
insane. And then Van Persie, just mate, he dogged Arsenal, so that's why I'm mentioning. He was a great player though, Van Persie, but I feel like I would just choose Torres over Van Persie. And mate, I know what you're saying. You're like, I can't believe you're comparing Danny Ings to Drogba.
No. Like, I know you're not actually comparing them, but I know like the analogy you can make. But still,
just like there's so many strikers that got consistent amount of goals that people don't talk about.
Yeah, no,
but like
I agree with you.
But
there's
something about Drogba, like he's just average.
The thing with Drogba is like I kind of used to think that too, but then I looked into it a bit more. I don't know, man. I think you can't look past. Like he scored 11 goals in 12 finals. To win Chelsea Cups.
Mate, remember I mentioned he missed the final.
But also, like, I feel like Drogba revolutionised football and being a number 9. I think Drogba was, like, the first, like, Drogba at Chelsea was one of the first ever strikers to play, like, as a lone striker. I feel like once, because, back then it used to be 4-4-2, right?
Yeah.
And Drogba becoming a lone striker with sort of Lampard in behind him, that sort of changed modern football and that sort of started becoming the blueprint to what strikers can be. And that's why I think Drogba sort of gets disrespected for what he did for football in that sense. I feel like, and looking at like goals aside, I think he was such a good player, an influential player in the pitch, in the way he'd hold up the ball, link up his teammates. And I also think that Lampard wouldn't have been as good. Like you had Lampard over Gerrard, right?
Correct, yeah.
I don't think Lampard would have been anywhere near as good if it wasn't for Drogba. I think Drogba was a big part to why Lampard was so good. I think it was the other way around as well.
Duo for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think. Like, I do understand, like, he's not the most flashy player compared to, like, Torres and Van Persie, but I'd still have to, like, I still want to give Drogba his flowers, because I think he is...
Dandelions?
Like, no. I don't know. Like, I'd probably start Van Persie.
Really?
I think Van Persie is, like, one of the most naturally gifted strikers I've seen. The way he'd finish was just incredible.
Van Persie could hit a volley, eh? Like, he scores goals that people would never... Like, the header in the World Cup, their bloody volley from Rooney's halfway pass.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, I just don't like Van Persie because we're having
obviously, that's fair enough. Like, yeah. But I'll probably go bench Drogba and I'd sell Fernando Torres. Torres is a great striker, but I just don't think he's in the same category as...
I just feel like...
I don't know, man. I can't sell Drogba. I think he's too
Torres
valuable.
at Chelsea was pretty bad.
Yeah. But
and at Atletico, it was alright. He did the
good.
job, but obviously his best days were at Liverpool.
Yeah. He was amazing, don't get me wrong. But
he was one of the best players in the world when he was at Liverpool.
He was. But, I don't know, I still think Drogba just revolutionised and changed like what a striker is in football. I don't know. And his final resume as well is something you can't look past. Like, if you were to go into a final, like if this start bench was like Champions League final, like I have to put Drogba, like at least on the bench to bring him on at the end and just score the winner, essentially.
So you're selling Torres?
Yeah, I'd probably sell Torres, yeah.
Was Torres involved when they won the 2010 World Cup, Spain? Was he in the team?
I don't think so. I'm not too sure. I know he didn't play a big part if he was in the squad.
But was he involved in the Euros, do you know?
I'm not too sure either, to be honest.
Because I feel like he would have to be involved in one of them, because that's when he was at his peak.
Yeah, he probably was, for sure.
But I just don't know. Like, I feel like initially I said that Drogba had, because he was playing for Ivory Coast, makes it a bit harder to be recognised.
Yeah.
And Torres played for Spain.
Yeah, true.
But, no, that's fair.
Yeah, sweet.
So, mate, I just... don't like Drogba.
No, that's fair enough.
End of story.
Yeah, true.
And Van Persie.
Yeah.
Now, so let's move on to our hot takes.
Yeah, so this will be interesting. There's probably going to be a few controversial ones. We'll see how we go with this. I know one of them is going to definitely piss you off, like, a lot.
Well, mate, don't get me too fired up. Yeah, I'll go first.
All right, sweet.
One of my hot takes, it's Arsenal related. Mosquera, the centre-back, should be, when Saliba's fit, Saliba shouldn't be starting. Mosquera should be starting over Saliba.
Really?
Honestly, I reckon Mosquera
that is a huge statement,
has been, like,
that is
him
huge.
and Gabriel, obviously, their partnership has been cracker these first, 3 games they've been playing together. Mosquera, I feel like he's identical to Saliba. He's quick, he's so tall, he's solid as a rock. And all the Arsenal fans are like, we signed this guy for 13 million. Like, it's like one of the biggest bargain. That's probably
It
the
is
bargain
one
of
of
the
I can't
bargain
believe
of
it's
the
so cheap, eh?
Yeah, the season.
Yeah.
He's played over 100 goals in his career at Valencia.
100 goals.
Played over 100 goals. 100 games already at 21. So he's been playing for a few years now. I don't know. I feel like you can... Saliba, I know Gabriel was injured to the end of last season. But Saliba, I wouldn't say he's died down, but remember when he first came to Arsenal in that 23-24 season, when he just first started playing, or maybe the season before, everyone's like, Saliba's one of the best centre-backs in the world. Yeah. But I feel like Gabriel is over Saliba now.
Oh, 100%. I think Gabriel's arguably one of the best centre-backs in the world.
And I feel like Arsenal fans are scared to say that Saliba's not as good.
Really?
Like, people like Arsenal fans are like, they don't want to say that Saliba's not the best, because everyone just knows Saliba at the start. He started so young, he's already one of the best defenders in the world. But he's still one of the best, but I feel like he's died down a bit.
Okay, yeah.
Like Gabriel is over him.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not saying that Mosquera is a better player than Saliba, but right now, Mosquera, he's deserved to be in that 11. Yeah. Saliba needs to fight back.
Oh, yeah, so basically you're saying that you don't think he's better, but you're saying that you think when Saliba comes back, he shouldn't automatically take Mosquera's place? Okay. I agree with that, I guess. Yeah.
Like Saliba obviously has, you would say, a bit more professional experience, because Saliba's been in the Premier League. But Mosquera, he deserves to be in the starting 11.
Okay. He hasn't put a foot wrong yet for you guys, right?
He hasn't. He's...
Okay, yeah.
And the thing is, with Saliba, he can be a bit shaky sometimes, I think.
Injury prone. Mistake prone.
Mistake prone. Yeah. Like, he can get... Just sometimes he can be a bit of a donkey.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
But, I think Mosquera should be starting over Saliba.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. Because when you first said it, sorry, can you read out your actual statement again, word for word, what it was?
Mosquera to stay in over Saliba.
Okay, yeah. Because at first when he said it, I was like, well, that's crazy, bro. I know Mosquera is good, but Saliba has been amazing. But when you actually explain it properly, you phrase it, I agree with you. Yeah. No, that's all right. No, don't. It's a good clip. It's a great clip. But I do agree with you. I think that, especially when... It's kind of the same situation that we had with Eric Garcia at Barca recently, where he started in the semi-finals of the Champions League over Koundé at right back. And obviously Koundé is a better player than Garcia, by far, right? But Eric Garcia was he played well. And then when Koundé came back at the start of this season, Eric Garcia was still starting over Koundé, even though Koundé is a better player. If someone hasn't put a foot wrong, then who are they to
exactly right. When
dropped?
Ben White got injured last season, Ben White was one of the better right backs in the league.
Yeah.
Now he's not playing as much because there's Timber.
Exactly.
Timber's
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So I do think what that's saying. I do think that Saliba has to earn his way back in terms of Mosquera hasn't done anything wrong, so why should he be dropped if you're winning games?
And they've already got a good partnership going. Gabriel.
Yeah, exactly.
How many goals? Arsenal have conceded
one goal from open play. I think.
Yeah. No, not even. That was the only goal we conceded from a free kick.
Oh wow! Yeah, damn. Yeah, that's actually really impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, from 5 games, we conceded 1 goal.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Actually.
Yeah. And then Mosquera, that's the game Saliba got injured, and Mosquera came 5 minutes in.
Yeah, he was amazing that game. I remember. Yeah, nice. Oh, hey, that's a good hot take.
Yeah,
nice. All right, so going from that actually really good hot take that I agree with to
is this one that's gonna fire me up? Is it?
Yeah, this is a very, very controversial hot take, guys. Get ready for this. My first hot take is Ange Postecoglou is a better manager than Mikel Arteta.
Oh my god. I know you've said this to me a million times in the last 2 days. I just don't know how you can okay, mate. Let's put the facts on the table.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Before we put the facts on the table, let me put a fact on the table for you. How many trophies has Ange Postecoglou won? How many trophies has Mikel Arteta won?
Yeah, 1 each.
End of conversation.
Yeah, 1 each.
No, I mean just over their career.
Oh, over their career. Yeah, okay.
And also, but you say 1 each. FA Cup in his first 6 months, which is basically Unai Emery's team. And
which was a shit team. Remember the Arsenal team?
They were shit. But look at the Tottenham team. Europa League trophy with a club that is known for not winning trophies. If you ask people around the world, what are Tottenham Hotspur known for? Not winning trophies, choking games. He won a trophy with Tottenham Hotspur. Sorry, I'll let you continue. What you were going to say? The facts
my facts are they finished 17th in the league.
They did.
And they lost 22 games. Any other team in history has got relegated.
You're not wrong.
He's just, I don't know. I know we're Australians, mate. People were I support Ange. But I just think Ange is just an idiot for when he has a game 2-0 up at half time. Legit against Forest the other day against
Forest? Against Swansea?
Forest against Swansea.
Yeah.
And then he goes, like, he just throws it away.
But
how is that
his fault? Well, first of all,
it is his fault.
That game,
how does he not change his defence?
Here's the thing, right? Because I actually looked up, I followed Nottingham Forest fans on Twitter now to try and keep an eye on how Ange is doing, right? I checked, I was like, oh my God, has Ange just like completely choked this? Every single person I've seen, Nottingham Forest fans, saying we can't blame Ange for this. He had the right selection. It was on the players. Apparently there's just one player, I'm not sure what his name was, but he threw the game. And also, like,
bro
think about it.
He's done it. He did that a fair few times for Tottenham last season. Remember they were
but that's just Tottenham. It's Tottenham Hotspur. They are known for choking with or without Ange. They'll always choke leads. It doesn't matter who the manager is. That's a Tottenham Hotspur thing.
But how come it's happened at Forest in Ange's second game?
Bro, but he hasn't had time to even implement anything into the team. Obviously, like, it's not his fault if his players just like...
You legit said in that our last episode that sometimes managers need to be flexible and change...
But he has... That's what Forest fans are saying. They were impressed with the changes he made in the game and the lineup he put up because they were actually surprised that he wasn't trying to go full gung-ho straight away. And it's not on him that the players just choked the lead. It could be... Obviously, he's contributing to it, but I think it's harsh. If he's like 8 weeks in and it happens, then you can blame him for it. It's his second game a week in. What is he supposed to do?
You see that photo of him looking down at the floor?
Oh, yeah.
He already wants to bloody go home.
Yeah, true.
I just don't know how you could say a manager that finished 17th in the league.
But
remember we discussed before, Europa League, Champions League is different to league. Your major, like the league you play in. It's a different type of gravy.
Yeah,
but Ange finished 17th.
I know, but there's so much context behind it.
I know what you're going to say to this. Arteta, your second place FC. But Arteta's been fighting for trophies the last 3-4 seasons now consistently.
Yeah.
I know we haven't won, mate. Exactly. That's fair enough. Ange has won. But I feel like finishing second in the league last season, pretty much getting into a we were so close to the Champions League final last season.
Yeah.
Is like pretty close to winning a shitty.
You guys wish you could win a Europa League.
If Arsenal won the Europa League, I would take it, obviously. Yeah. But bro, look at some of the teams they versed. They can't even afford football jerseys. Honestly,
I know, but
they beat a Man United team that is.
Bro, I know. But listen, hear me out, right? This is my thing, right? Everyone always says when I mention Ange Postecoglou, they say, "Oh, he came 17th." That's it. End of conversation, right?
He did
I know he did. Wait, but hear me out. There's so much context behind it. First of all, the season before, Ange finished 5th, right? So it's not like he can't do well with Tottenham in the league. He finished 5th place. He had a good season with Spurs, right? And even when he finished 5th, they lost almost half their team, half their backline for half the season. He still came 5th, right? So that first of all proves that Ange, if he does want to focus on the league, he can. Last season, they finished 17th. Literally, by the time it got to December, January, Ange realised the only trophy he's going to win with Tottenham this season was the Europa League. It's the only thing they can win.
He also said that to the owner.
Exactly, yeah.
It was suicide. He legit threw away his job. He's a fucking idiot.
No, but it's not, because every Tottenham fan respects him now and they'll always forever love Ange because of the fact that he brought them glory, right? He sacrificed the league. They literally lost their whole back five. Udogie, Romero, Van de Ven, Porro, and Decario were all out for about 3 months, right?
I know the injuries was unlucky for
Tottenham. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so think about it from my perspective. If I was the manager and I knew that, all right, there's no way I'm winning the league, right? There's no way I'm going to make the Champions League spots top 4. Like, what's the difference between finishing like 6th and finishing 17th, right? In terms of like what you achieve out of it, right? So in his perspective, he was probably thinking, oh, okay, I can go and win the Europa League, right? Not only would that win a trophy for Tottenham, which is just the most absurd thing to do at Tottenham Hotspur, but also it'll get me into the Champions League. So whether he finishes 17th, at the end of the day, he's still in the Champions League. If he came 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, you still get a Champions League spot. So does him finishing 17th, winning the Europa League. So he made a tactical decision.
Now, who else is in the Champions League this season, mate?
Arsenal. I know, yeah. but he put all his tactical focus on winning the Europa League to first of all give Spurs fans the greatest night of their life for the last 20 years, and also to make sure they get into the Champions League, which was their goal. Their goal at the start of the season was probably get into the Champions League. That's all they wanted to do, which they did. And I just don't see how people don't realise that he chose to do bad. Obviously, 22 losses is really bad. He probably was hoping to just finish mid-table, not 17th. But I just don't see how you can't think he's a good manager.
But
like he won a trophy with Tottenham Hotspur. Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah, which are meant to be a Big Six team. I've got some questions for you.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's stupid for Ange to admit to Daniel Levy that I've given up on the league? Like, was that a stupid thing for?
I think it was the right thing to do because it's obvious that he gave up on the league. So I think it's better
why
that
would he
honest
say
about
that?
it.
Like he shouldn't. He legit said verbally.
I know.
I've given up on the
because
bro. Imagine you go to your boss and say I've given up on this.
But
it's
different because he's given up on the league, but he has to tell him because then it looks like if he doesn't say he's given up, it looks like he's just doing bad. Whereas he's deliberately not focusing on it. So he let the owner know, hey, I'm just letting you know, we're going to get bad results in the Premier League because I'm focused on Europa League.
Okay, Lindsay, if you didn't win the Europa League, then
that's horrible.
Exactly.
But he did win the Europa League. That's the thing.
But
he
you
did win.
The Europa League is nothing. I feel like the EPL is a harder competition.
Obviously.
But Europa League, like I said, the opponents you verse...
They're still decent teams, right?
Yeah, but EPL is the hardest league in the world.
I know, but...
At the end of the day, Europa League competitions is just based... I know you got to be consistent throughout the tournament, but you got a 90-minute game. 3 weeks later, you got another 90-minute game.
Yeah, but see, hear me out, right? This is another thing I'm saying with Arteta and Ange, right? Just hear me out. Before the season started last season... Right? When Ange Postecoglou had his meeting with the board to get his objectives for the season, what were probably the 2 things that he was asked to do for Spurs? A, make it to the Champions League.
Yeah.
B, win a trophy. Those were his 2 objectives given as a manager for that season, right? What did he do? Make it to the Champions League, win a trophy. He achieved both his objectives as a manager for that season. What were Mikel Arteta's objectives? A, win a trophy, and B, probably win the league, right? He didn't do any of it. Now, what I'm saying is,
you gotta appreciate how close...
They weren't close. I know, but what I'm saying is, Ange Postecoglou achieved his objectives as a manager.
Yeah,
and he's also done that every single club. This is my difference.
That's about the same.
Every single club he's been at. Bro, he won the Asia Cup with Australia. With how bad the Socceroos were. He won an Asian Cup.
Hold up one sec. Didn't know how you said before, who's won more trophies in their career?
Yeah.
Bro, Ange has been coaching for about 15, 20 years.
Yeah,
Arteta's been coaching for 6.
I know.
That's what you're saying. We're talking about David Moyes last time.
I know, you're true.
You can't compare a pensioner, I would say he's not that old, but still he's been coaching for
20, 30 years.
Triple time amount of Arteta.
I know, but I'm saying I think Ange is the better manager because when he can go to a club, achieve his objectives, whereas Arteta cannot. That's my, I honestly think, I don't think...
Trust the process.
No, but see, here's the thing, right? I guess the difference is while thinking that you're thinking that Arteta will win a trophy with Arsenal eventually. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think under Arteta, Arsenal will win a trophy. And that's why I think that Ange is a better manager, because I think if you guys want to win a trophy, I think you need to find that next level manager to take you to that next sort of step of winning stuff. I'm not convinced that Arteta has what it takes to win you guys a trophy.
Okay,
and that's my difference. That's why I think Ange is better, because I think every club Ange goes to, whatever the objective is, he gets it.
Okay, I've got a question for you, mate.
Yeah.
The last 3 seasons in of EPL-related teams, who has been the best manager in the last 3 seasons? You'd say...
Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, Pep, and then who would you put second?
Arne Slot.
In 1 season, you'd put Slot.
Yeah, he's done better than Arteta has in 3 seasons. He won the Premier League last year.
He did. But look, in 3 seasons, Arsenal finished second. I just don't know how... I know for a fact Liverpool have won the Premier League.
Also, I'd say...
But, when does anyone... No one... I feel like people got to start actually, looking at our team do you know what? You've actually given it a red-hot fucking go.
You have, but it doesn't matter. History is remembered by the winners. No one cares about second place. Realistically, no one cares about second place, bro. It doesn't mean anything.
Okay, well, mate... You think Ange is a better manager than Arteta? I think that is just stupid. I know.
I think the majority of people watching this are going to just absolutely grill me for this opinion. But I just think you can't look past the fact that Ange Postecoglou is a serial winner. Okay, every single where he's gone, he's won a trophy. He's done his objectives.
I'm sorry, but fair enough. When he was at Celtic, he won trophies, and he won trophies in Australia and Japan. Yeah. Arteta has been in the hardest league his whole managing career.
I'm saying, but that's why I think people underrate the fact that Ange did at different places. They're saying, but it's just Scotland, it's just Japan, it's just Australia. At the end of the day, when you're coaching in a league, you're versing the relative competition around you. Ange has been the best in every single place he's gone to.
But Celtic already were the best.
They were. Rangers were better. When Ange Postecoglou took over...
100 million years.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, he won a treble with Celtic. He had the... if you ask Celtic fans, they'd probably say he's their best manager in recent modern history. If you go ask all the Yokohama fans from Japan, Ange Postecoglou is the best manager in recent history. Brisbane Roar, all the teams he's been to, like, they all say that Ange is their best manager because it's not his fault that he had to start from Australia and make his way up. Like, if he obviously... It would have been great if he could go to the Premier League straight away, but it's not his fault. It's the same way that, like... You know how teams sometimes win the Champions League and everyone says, oh, but they verse like shit opponents. It's not their fault. You just verse what's in front of you. He can only manage against what's in front of him. And every single place he's gone to, he's achieved his objective and he's been the best. That's why I'm saying that I think he's a better manager than Arteta because he has achieved with teams what Arteta hasn't, and I don't think Arteta will. And it is unfair on Arteta because it's a harder team, but I'm saying like I would still like I just think Edge is a better manager because of all the experience he's had and what he's done over Arteta.
I feel like besides Tottenham, a lot of teams that Ange has coached, like they already were number one.
They weren't. Like Yokohama, I think it was Yokohama. They weren't the best team in Japan.
Well, I don't know much about the Japan League, but I know we all know Celtic and Rangers are the two big dogs in Scotland. Brisbane Roar back when they went,
they were all
they
right,
were good, but Melbourne
Ange,
Victory.
Yeah, but
they were both the two main teams in that. What's an example, mate? Remember Zidane? Coached at Real Madrid for like 3 seasons, won those Champions League. Yeah. Fucking what is he like? He's just been a non-existent since
exactly,
then.
But he's a better manager than Arteta because he's won 3 Champions Leagues.
But but look at the team they had. Real Madrid's team was one of the best teams in history. And Zidane, I feel like, and I wouldn't say this. Maybe it's taking piss to say anyone could rock up and win the Champions League with Real Madrid, but that's how good they were. You could have got Arteta there, and he probably would have fucking won.
If Arteta was the manager for the 3-peat, they would not have won a Champions League.
They would have won at least one.
No, they wouldn't have won a Champions League.
Bro,
Arteta doesn't have what it takes.
Bro, look at that Real Madrid team. Like the best, probably Ronaldo,
also,
Bale. Zidane had no experience, honestly, and he fucking rocked up and he won.
To be honest, that 3-peat is a bit fugazi in my opinion because there are a lot of controversial opinions. They're offsides against Bayern. There were a lot of robberies in those games. I'll put that out there. But I just think that Arteta doesn't have what it takes to hit that level. And the reason why is, a prime example is the Liverpool game at the start of the season. That's a game that, as Arteta, as a manager of Arsenal who's trying to win a title, you have to go into that game aiming to be on the front foot, trying to take it to Liverpool, trying to win the game. He's set up with literally like a whole midfield three of defensive midfielders and like 4 centre-backs at the back.
And, but if it was a nil or draw...
But that's not enough.
Just listen. Yeah, okay. If that was a nil or draw, do you think... Are you going to be like to Arteta, like, fair play, you've done well?
No, because it's about the...
You've gone to Anfield and you've got a nil or draw against the champion.
I know, the result is okay. It's a good result, right? But it's not a win because it's the whole mentality of it. This is why Arsenal haven't won. They keep coming second. They don't have the mentality to go out there and try to be champions. Every time it's like that game against City where Rodri famously said it, you guys are going for a nil or draw. You can't, if you're going to be the champions, you can't go for a nil or draw. You have to go there to win. You have to go out there to win every single
Arsenal
game.
Won? We had in our invincible season.
I know, but that's...
We fucking got heaps of draws.
I know, but that's different. Like, it's a different time now. Football's different. You can't go up against these teams or teams you're contending against to go for a draw. You've got to go and win. And, like, because that's the problem, right? It's the mentality of it, right? Because you guys went into there going for a draw. You weren't going for a win. When it gets to the latest stages in the Champions League final, what are you going to do? You go for a nil or draw and go for a penalty shootout. Your team doesn't know what it takes.
Yeah, but in those type of game, Champions League finals, it's just 90 minutes. Everything in the rest of the season,
I know, but I'm saying
it's a whole different game.
I'm saying, but it's different because you guys now don't know what it takes to go into a game and want to win it no matter what. Like, you don't have
when we win tomorrow, mate, against Man City,
I think Man City are winning. But anyway, we should probably move on because this is going to carry on.
Well, mate, this continues on to my hot take, my second hot take.
Yeah.
I said it's pretty much relates to Arsenal will 1,000,000% win a trophy this season.
I disagree. I completely disagree.
Honestly, if Arsenal... I think Arteta knows that he's running out of time. Yeah. We've spent so much money. Mate, I said to you about 2 seasons ago, if you left Arsenal in the form they were in, they were fighting for a second place FC. I've heard it before, mate. If you left Arsenal, there's only 1 or 2 teams in the world that you'd be going to bring, like, to be, improve in your career.
Yeah.
Well, Arsenal is one of the biggest teams in the world at the moment. They've got an exciting future, good players. Probably the only bigger teams is probably Barca, Liverpool, maybe Man City or
Bayern
Madrid
and stuff like that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But still, I just feel like Arsenal have to win. Like,
they do.
Honestly,
you guys have to win.
They've got this. I saw this video and I actually agree with this. Arsenal's bench, like their backup 11, is probably better than United's.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I agree.
Bro, Arsenal, I reckon they've got the best depth in the league. And what does depth get you? Trophies. Now we've got proper depth.
I know, but the problem is Arteta and your mentality. Your
I know
mentality.
you fucking don't like
Your
it
mentality
so
as a
much.
club. You just
Right.
I just don't think you guys have what it takes. Please go ahead and prove me wrong. That would be great
Yeah,
for you guys. That would be great for you.
We've already got the $50 bet on.
We do actually. Let's shake it.
Wait,
$50 bet. The Arsenal will win a trophy. He's saying yes. I'm saying no.
so
This season.
that includes Carabao Cup also?
Yeah, Carabao Cup, FA Cup.
Yeah, bro. That's,
Champions League.
It's got to happen.
It's not.
Bro, I'm that confident
It's
Arsenal.
not. It's not happening. It's not happening.
Bro.
Yeah, so to clarify, we made a $50 bet. He thinks Arsenal win a trophy this season. I do not think they'll win a trophy. Winner gets $50.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's not going to happen. Yeah.
But, fuck, what was I going to say now? Nah, yeah.
I just don't think you have the... I just don't think Arteta has instilled the winning mentality in you guys yet.
But
Because if he did, you guys wouldn't have come third 3 seasons in a row. I mean, second 3 seasons in a row.
Mate, I know, like, I'm going to sound like a bloody typical AFTV fan here writing it. But Arsenal, remember, I said that thing that Arteta said a few months ago that we've got the most amount of points in the past team. No, hear me out. But you got to think, when does a bit of unluckiness get involved? Remember that game we were talking about, one of the Newcastle one?
Yeah, when the ball went out.
The ball went out, Gabriel got
Yeah, okay.
fouled, and then it was like, there was 3 situations inside 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
We
I
lost
remember.
that game. If we get a draw in that game or we won it, we win the fucking title.
Yeah, but it's a what if. But also, this is what I said to you as well. Even if you did end up winning that game, you guys would have dropped points later in the season because when it got to the moment where you had to win, you guys would have choked again. That's what I think.
It is what if.
Exactly. That's what
100%,
I'm saying. Yeah.
but do you reckon Arsenal got rigged that game?
Yeah, it's a shit decision against you. But what I'm saying is, even if you were to win that game, you wouldn't have won the Prem because it would have got to a later game in the season where you guys did win that game where you wouldn't have won because the pressure would have got to you guys and would have got to Arteta, and Arteta would have set up with a whole defensive team and you guys wouldn't have won the game. That's my opinion. I just don't think you guys have what it takes, but we'll move on. But that's just my opinion. All right, so this is my next hot take. When it's all said and done, Pedri will end his career as the best midfielder of all time.
Of all time.
Big statement. Pedri will end his career as the best midfielder of all time when it's all said and done.
So better than Xavi, Iniesta, Zidane. Like, fuck.
I know.
That is bold, but
It's bold, but the reason I think this is because I'm convinced that we'll win the Champions League either this season or next season in the near future, and I think that Spain are favourites to win the World Cup next year. And I think
I'd say they're
if
favourites.
he's already won a Euros, if he wins the Champions League, he wins the World Cup, he's still only 22 years old. I think, like, I watched, obviously, Messi, Xavi, Iniesta. I watched them at their, like, primes, right? What I'm watching from Pedri right now is, like, similar to what I saw from Xavi and Iniesta. Like, I watch every game. I watch Pedri. What he's doing on the football pitch, I think it's up there with Xavi and Iniesta. And I know it's, like, still crazy to say it's so early, right? And he doesn't have maybe the necessary, like, goal-scoring ability, for example, of, like, Iniesta. But I think his ball striking is good and he's getting to that level. But I think he already has things that Xavi and Iniesta don't. Like, his defensive ability, the way he can win the ball back. Obviously, like, Xavi and Iniesta, especially Xavi, he was pretty good at that as well.
Yeah.
But I think that as a midfielder, he's one of the most complete players I've ever seen already at 22.
He's insane.
Yeah, and I think the main thing now that's holding him back from those conversations already is his trophy haul. He hasn't won the Champions League, hasn't won the World Cup. If he gets those and he matches what Xavi and Iniesta did, obviously they also won an extra Euros and a few more Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
But I think if he gets that first Champions League, first World
Yeah,
Cup...
if he can get, like, 2 of each, maybe. Because he'll play in the second World Cup after next year. If he can get a few more Champions Leagues, like 2 World Cups, because Spain could still easily win it in, 2030?
Yeah, 100%. They've got Lamine Yamal and like, all these young players coming through. But yeah, I just think that once he does get that World Cup and that Champions League, which I think will be soon, I think he'll already be in that conversation, still below them because he still has more to achieve. But he'll be in that conversation. Let's say it happens this year. Let's say by July next year, Barca won the Champions League, he's won the World Cup. He'll be 23 years old and already have a Euros, World Cup, Champions League under his belt. And he'll have another 10 years to play as already the best midfielder in the world by far. I just think his ceiling is incredibly high.
I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And we'll have to wait and see, mate.
Yeah, what do you reckon?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think he will be in the conversation, but maybe I'm just old school. I just think Iniesta.
Yeah, it is hard. Like, Iniesta is, my opinion, the best midfielder of all time.
He would never get topped, but Pedri is like Iniesta's twin, you could say.
Yeah.
Like, they're so similar.
Yeah.
But
it is...
Yeah, have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Like, I'm not saying he's better than him now. I do think Iniesta and Xavi are just that step above. But I think he has shown that he has the capability to be there. I think watching him just play by itself, achievements aside, he's already like putting himself on that sort of pedestal. But yeah.
We'll have to wait and see, mate.
Yeah, we will. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. So those were our start, bench, sell, and our hot takes.
Got pretty fired up there about Arteta and Ange, but
yeah,
I'm there. I reckon Aidan doesn't know what he's talking about. But
yeah, we'll see. No, honestly, like, look, it isn't crazy. Like, obviously, I do see the craziness in me saying that. It might not be necessarily true. I'm trying to push an agenda and rage bait him, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, look, if you guys want to,
we're gonna have some more hot takes coming soon to add a bit of spice.
Yeah, we didn't get through all of them today because we ran out of time because our, we're cooking each other. But we'll see how we go. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about our hot takes. Please let us know how stupid me or Cook are.
Cheers for watching.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys, and stay tuned for a future hot takes part 2 video.
Yeah, easy, and we're gonna have some more quizzes soon.
Yeah.
And the leaderboard for the quizzes will be posted soon.
Yeah.
So, we're probably going to have about 5 to 10 people for the quiz.
Sweet. Sounds good. Yeah.
And then we'll go to a final match day.
That's
Champions League final for the quiz.
Yeah, and it's a little sneak peek as well. For the guys who are watching this far in the video, if you are, then thank you.
Yeah,
there will be a top 10 strikers of all time coming somewhat soon to the channel, so keep your eyes tuned for that.
That'll be very interesting.
Yeah, sweet. All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
Cheers. Thank you.